Hello everyone and welcome to the F1 corner for the pre-race show of the 2021 British Grand Prix. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk especially about the new 2022 Formula One cars design that was revealed to the public on this Thursday. Also the first weekend of Formula One with sprint qualifying. How will this go and what is my opinion about that? And also, obviously, what can we expect from every team? A lot to talk about, not much time to do it, so let's dive right into it. And of course, please remember to smash the like button and to subscribe to this channel so that you do not miss any update regarding this British Grand Prix. And of course, do not miss anything regarding Formula One in general. So, let's start with our first important topic of the weekend. The new 2022 designs for Formula One car that was revealed to the public by Formula One management, Ross Brawn and company. Obviously, we've seen the pictures, very different design from what we're used to, simplified design, and the focus is really put on keeping the downforce so that the car can follow each other a lot closer and encourage overtaking and really encourage the driver to do a bigger part in the driving. The things we notice the most are, of course, the front wing that is very simplified. Overall, there will be winglets over the wheels, something we've never seen before in Formula One. The rear wing has more of a rounded rolled up shape compared to what we're used now, which is very square, and all of that is to direct the airflow more toward the ground to create a ground effect for that car more than outward, which would usually create some dirty air behind the cars and be very bad for following another driver up close. From the simulations they've done, the cars that are very close to each other, we're talking, like few meters from each other, could have as much as 5 times more downforce than what they have now. They would lose just a minimal amount compared to now. As an example, if you are 10 meters behind another car, you lose about 45-ish% of your overall downforce, which is definitely bad if you are in high-speed corners. There's no way you can control your car with that. With the new design, from that same 10-meter distance, you would only lose about 15 to 20% of downforce, which is already a lot better. And at 20 meters, which is only fractions more behind in Formula One terms, you lose only 4% of downforce. So that is literally as if you were not losing anything. So really, those simulations that Formula One did seems to pay dividend, and hopefully we will have a better spectacle next year, and we'll see which team can do better. My personal opinion on the design, I think it's very different. It is interesting. I personally don't like the rear wing, how rounded it is. But I won't say it's ugly, no, but I don't know. I personally don't like that rear wing. The rest of the car, yeah, I can deal with that. I think it's going to be different, and we're going to see the result next season, whether it is really as effective as everyone thinks in terms of giving a better spectacle to everyone. Now, let's talk about the Silverstone Grand Prix. We are back in England, the cradle of Formula One, for the first weekend with sprint qualifying. Something that Formula One wants to try to spice up thing during a weekend and give everyone else a show for the whole week. So let me explain quickly what will happen and what is the schedule for this weekend. There will be a practice on Friday afternoon, then the official qualifying, the 3-stage format that we're used to, on Friday evening to try and please the television overall in the world. Already here I have an issue, and I will come back to that just in a few minutes. On Saturday morning you have another practice session, which honestly I'm not really sure what the purpose will be if qualifying is already done, but we'll see. And on Saturday evening you have the sprint qualifying, so it will be a short race, about 1/3 of the total race distance, where the order will depend on the qualifying from Friday, and the finish order of that small race, it's going to be 17 laps at Silverstone, will decide the starting order of the full Grand Prix. Only a few little points will be awarded for that sprint race: 3 for the winner, 2 for the second place, and 1 point in third place, just to give it some kind of relevance. But this is mostly something to try. And then on Sunday, as usual, the Grand Prix full length. Noticeable features here: the qualifying on Saturday, those who make it to Q3 will not have to start the race with the tires they did Q2 in, and that is because everyone in qualifying will be forced to use the soft tire for the 3 sessions. So that is out the window. But my concern for Friday, let's start there. My concern for the Friday, well, even if they put qualifying in the evening England time, well, in America it's still 1 p.m. At least on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast, it is maybe 10 a.m. I'm still working full-time on that day. So when am I supposed to watch qualifying? I cannot really watch a replay, and social media spoils it barely minutes after. So yeah, that really sucks because I cannot watch the official qualifying session. That's my 2 cents. As for my opinion on what will happen for the sprint qualifying and the race, I honestly don't think it's going to be such a huge success. 2 reasons. First, one of the 2 races will be boring. Which one? I don't know. But let's look at it this way. If you qualify bad on a Friday, yes, you have a chance, 17 laps, to make up some ground and have a better starting position for the Grand Prix. So in that sense, this part can be exciting. But at the same time, if you have a decent position and overtaking is not as easy as you think it might be, no cars are going to want to take risk on that Saturday sprint race, because if you damage your car, if you have a DNF, well, you will start at the back of the grid on Sunday. So why would Lewis Hamilton or a why would a Lewis Hamilton pull a risky move on a Max Verstappen, or I don't know, Norris on Leclerc, whatever? Why would they take risk, knowing that if that risk does not pay off and they damage the car and finish at the back of the pack, well, it's going to be game over for the race itself. So that's not something that they will want to see. So sprint race will benefit those who have bad qualifying on Friday, but I personally don't think that the front runners will do anything. I think they will be very conservative. For the race itself, well, if already during the sprint qualifying of Saturday everyone make up places and end up pretty much in the order of fastest car in front and and the slowest car at the back after those Saturday short races, well, then you won't have any overtake on Sunday because everybody will already have done what they had to do on Saturday. And you can imagine that since there's no mandatory starting tire because of the qualifying that we used to see with the Q1, Q2, Q3, everyone, at least the big guns, will all start on the same tire, will all have the same strategy, and I don't think we're gonna have any interesting races. But you know, that's what I think will happen. It does not mean that that is the reality. I cannot predict the future. We could have some very exciting weekend, and you know, we'll see. Let's give it a try. And if it does not work, Ross Brown already said, if it's not popular, it does not work, we'll just throw it away. So we'll see. So now, quickly, let's go through the news from each team and what to expect for this weekend. Well, Lewis Hamilton renewed his contract for 2 years. That's out the window. On Mercedes' side, they need to make a step forward and catch Red Bull. After 2 weekends where Red Bull dominated in Austria, Mercedes really is on the back foot. Hamilton coming to Silverstone, Hungary. Sorry, a fly in my mouth. Disgusting. Yeah, Hamilton coming home, Hungary. Mercedes coming to Silverstone with an upgrade, and hopefully will bring the competition closer to Red Bull. Gotta talk about Valtteri Bottas. Nothing is certain for his future. Rumors of George Russell taking his place at Mercedes for next season are stronger than ever. And when asked about that, once again, Bottas dismissed the rumors, and so did George Russell. But you can see that uncertainty is there. Bottas not ruling out going to other series in the future. Says his goal is to stay with Mercedes, but obviously he's feeling it that his seat is on the line this season. So hopefully this will give him this motivational boost that he needs to step up his game. At Red Bull, nothing special really. Max Verstappen coming there with the lead of the championship, expecting a close fight with Mercedes, but you know, they've thrown the ball to each other since the beginning of the season, so I don't take these comments for granted anymore. But for sure, Silverstone has been grateful to Mercedes in the last few seasons, so I think, you know, it is a race 10, I think now, 9 or 10, I'm not sure. But if Red Bull still win again this weekend, I think it's gonna start to smell like game over for Mercedes. Further back down the grid, McLaren. Gotta talk about Lando Norris, who comes to Silverstone definitely not in the best state of mind after getting robbed and mugged after the final of the Euro Football League. He was at the stadium and got kind of beat up and his watch stolen after the final, and you know, he's shaken up, says he's not in the best state of mind, not sleeping well, which is to expect. You know, you're a Formula One driver, and you know, someone just attack you out of nowhere and steals your goods. So he says he's happy to be back on the Formula One paddock so that it can clear his mind, but obviously not in the best disposition for this weekend. Daniel Ricciardo, after a few disappointing races, wants to climb back the order, step up his game, not regretting leaving Red Bull, he says in interviews, after seeing how good they are this year. But obviously Daniel not performing at the level that he wants to, and you know, slowly but surely all the drivers in every team who changed team this season are making progress. We saw it with Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Fernando Alonso coming back. I think Ricciardo is really the one that now need to is the only one pretty much that's left that really needs to improve upon his team change. Ferrari coming very close in that fight for third in the championship. They really found something in Austria. Their qualifying pace is not absolutely there, but their race pace has really improved, and they will hope to bring the fight to McLaren once again this weekend. And you know, with the sprint qualifying, that is something that can help Ferrari. If they have a bad qualifying on Friday, well, they can make up some ground on Saturday and hopefully be in a better position for the whole race on Sunday. Who else do we have? Aston Martin. News from owner Lawrence Stroll saying that, you know, the team is an investment. They're going to be patient. Stroll expects the team to be in a winning position maybe within 4 or 5 years, which is the mentality that you need when going into Formula One. You cannot expect to buy a team and be a winner the next day. It is a long process that costs money, and you must be ready to put in the time and efforts. But that is good news also for the team, because it means that there is commitment from the owners to really bring that team to the top. Aston Martin, who was fighting for third last year, this year fighting for fifth, and you know, having a very good driver in Sebastian Vettel, and Lance Stroll also making progress. Really good news for this team. Alpine also expecting to be fighting for fifth this year. Fernando Alonso really in rebirth mood after the last few races, really starting to get the best out of the car finally after a few disappointing races to start the season. And Esteban Ocon, since Fernando got better, Esteban has gone down. So what is going on there? You know, maybe it's just a small drought, but Esteban, who just extended his contract for the next 3 years, needs to prove that it was worth it for Alpine. AlphaTauri had a good race last 2 weeks ago in Austria. Pierre Gasly at the top of his game as usual, but Yuki Tsunoda really starting to improve finally, both in qualifying and during the race. Still making mistakes, obviously, he's a rookie, but we're starting really to see a good progress there, and AlphaTauri really strongly in that fight for the 5th place, which would be their best result ever since they became AlphaTauri from Toro Rosso and Minardi all those years back. Alfa Romeo, let's talk about the other Alfa. Good news for them, they signed a new deal with Sauber to keep the branding Alfa Romeo on the car, and this is good news for the whole group, the whole Sauber group, meaning that the team is going to have some budget to keep improving the car. And Frédéric Vasseur, team principal, said during the interviews that you should not underestimate the new regulations of 2022. Alfa Romeo could cause a big surprise, and that is understandable when you see the progress they made since they became Alfa Romeo. You know, when they were still Sauber only a few years ago, the team was pretty much you know, going nowhere, and now that they have the budget, they really improved. They are the best of that third group in front of Haas and Williams, and this year, you know, kind of in the fight for points, so really into it. And yeah, I would not discount them for next season, causing a few surprises here and there. Who else do we have? Williams also. George Russell coming in a very positive mood after 2 great weekends in Austria, 2 great races. The last one where he finished 11, just at the door of the points, and was fighting so hard with Fernando Alonso to get that point for Williams. But really the morale is there for George Russell and for the whole team, because they showed that they can produce results when everything goes their way, and that finally, you know, those new investment, those new owners are paying off. And we have Haas to finish with. Tough season obviously for them, and it's not going to change anytime soon, but the two rookies making progress, and you know, rumors that Mick Schumacher might be at Alfa Romeo next year, with Antonio Giovinazzi pretty sure to stay. Giovinazzi being Italian, Alfa Romeo being Italian, they will want an Italian driver. The uncertainty here is Kimi Raikkonen is going to be 42 years old in October, and nobody's sure whether he's going to stay or not in Formula One. With the new rules coming, you might want to keep a reliable and consistent driver like Kimi, especially with the experience. But if you want to bet on the future, Mick Schumacher is someone you should definitely consider. That's all I have for you today, everyone. Thank you for watching. Remember to smash the like button and to subscribe to this channel. And I will see you again on Friday after the qualifying session of the 2021 British Grand Prix. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good day.